Happy Mindset Monday. Thank you. How are we doing? Can you hear me? I cannot see the chat over here. Let me fix this. What's going on with this? Let me pull the chat up. Let's see who we got. Okay. Mimi. Is it Nain or Naine? I'm not sure. Anna, hello. Mohammed, hello. Domi. Nay, Dina. Sunny. Ashley, Mama, Julia. Lucida, Sanam, hello. Garima, hi. Amy, Cindy, Tam, hello. Taylor, Jalen, hello. Kim, how are you? Nice to see you. Someone says literally made it right on time, which is good because I was like kind of late, like kind of extra late. I didn't mean to be, but you never know how it's going to go with live streams. I can't loosen this microphone, so it's just gonna have to sit where it is. Hopefully you can hear me because I can't move my mic. I'm at a weird angle and I can't muster the strength in my fingers and hands. Eric, hello. Roxy, hello. Leanne Roche, hello. Cindy, hi. Let me text the other Leanne just so she knows. Sometimes I'm so like not when I it is what it is. It's fine. We're here now. And so what's going on? Tell me your good news. Everyone type your good news in there. What's oh, Amy, hello. Amy, you said you're getting good paychecks at Pepsi now that you're done with training. Nice. Congrats. So thank you, Amy, for kicking us off. What's your good news? What have you manifested? What are we celebrating? What's the good news? Come on, phone. What's good stuff? What's good stuff? Sarah, hello. You like my earrings? Thank you. They're from Vanessa Mooney. So yeah, tell us what is your positive news? What have you manifested? Again, the chat is on a 30-second delay, so I may not see what you type right away. But I'll get to it. And I don't always obviously see everything in the chat, but just remember that the chat is on a delay and it may take me a minute to see things. I can't stay like totally up to date with everything, up to the moment with everything. Tiffany, hello. Leanne, hello. Carter, hello. Carter made it. Domi says, I wanted to say that I affirm me and my SP not being in a no contact period, and now we're on speaking terms again. Domi, how did you affirm that? How did you affirm not being in a no contact period? Tam says, I made it into the Honor Society in grad school. Yay, Tam. That's amazing. Congratulations. Fuck yeah. Wow. And, with all the new stuff that you're doing, all the new doors that you're opening for yourself, like this is really just going to enrich, obviously, your presence in the world, but it's also, it's making your resume even that much better. So congratulations. I'm happy to be a part of that. Domi, thank you for the, wait, hold on. No, wait, I'm reading two things. Dina, thank you for the compliment on my shirt. Sometimes I get mixed up. It's 2 4-letter names with start with a D. Yeah, so I just want to start talking about let's just start off on a good note, what we've manifested before we get into questions or, not so happy stuff. So what have you manifested? What's the good news? Come share. If you're here in the chat, please like the chat. Please like the live stream. It's just common courtesy. Oh, son of a gun. I just lost myself out of the YouTube. Let's get back in there. You know how MacBooks, if you like swipe too hard, it like makes you go back or forward? I don't know why they do that. Who uses that? Oh yeah, 64 people with 14 likes. If we don't mind, let's get those likes up. We don't mind. We love it. And we're totally supportive of the live streams that we watch. So yeah, please like the chat if you're here. If you're hearing me say this, go ahead and like the chat, please. And thank you. Common courtesy. And you might as well say hello. Domi, I asked her what she affirmed to manifest contact with her SP. She said, I just kept telling myself my SP always misses me and loves talking to me almost every day. Yeah, there you go. Like the thing about manifestation, everyone seems to make it so hard and so heavy, and it's just this big old thing. And it really is just like, you have to like pick a reality that you want, and then you have to just be like really sold on believing in it, even though it's not here yet. And believing in it no matter how long it takes. Believing in it no matter how long it takes is so important, because think about it like this. What if it took 100 days of believing straight in a row to get your biggest dream? What if your BBD, your big beautiful dream, was achievable? Let's say it's unlocked after 100 straight days of consecutive being on your mindset, right? On your meditations and being on top of stuff, doing your scripting, not letting yourself slip. This doesn't mean that you're not having negative experiences or reacting. It just means that like overall, you're not letting it deter you. You're not letting your story change. You don't care. You're not thrown off by the 3D. You're simply just moving through it, knowing that like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So let's say that there was 100 days that your big, beautiful dream, it took 100 consecutive days. If you knew that, wouldn't you start fucking yesterday? If you knew that, would you not start right now and do everything in your power to get through those 100 days? And if that were the case, then imagine how long it's going to take you to get what you want if you never start, or how long it's going to take you to get what you want if you fall apart every 3 days. Because like, even if it takes 1,000, what if it takes 1,000 days? Is it worth getting it? If it took 1,000 days of being on top of your mindset, on your focus, on keeping yourself away from the negative thoughts, on believing in yourself, all the things, if it took 1,000 consecutive days, would you still do it? Would it be worth it to you? Of not seeing and not getting it in the physical, just having to feel it in the in your body in the ethereal sense, right? It's not ethereal, it's physical. But you're doing it all mentally. You're making yourself feel and think that way. Is that worth it? Would you put in those 1,000 days? Carter says most definitely. Okay, so then here's the deal. If you don't get in there and start getting like knocking your days out, when do you serve it, right? Like when do you serve that sentence if you're not doing it? And it's really important that like, because I talk to a lot of you guys, and I talk to some people that are really motivated to stay on top of their story no matter what, and I see them ascend and grow and go through all kinds of different stuff. And then there's people that I see who say they want to do it, but then when I talk to them, they're still saying they're still affirming the exact same things that they've been saying for years. So I know that they're not doing it, right? It's very obvious. So either like this is what I want to say to you. The 1,000 days is going to go by regardless. That's the fucking kicker here. Okay. The 1,000 days will go by regardless. So on day 1,001, are you still complaining about how you didn't have it? Or are you enjoying the fruits of your labor? So this is what I really want you to think about, is like, however long it takes to get your ideal reality or whatever, however long you have to pretend and act like everything is okay when it's not. And I don't mean like putting your feelings away. I mean like living like you don't fucking need your manifestation, because you don't. If you needed it to survive, you would be dead right now, for those of you that don't have it. So if you know that time is going to go by regardless, why haven't you started already? Does that make sense? Like, you're going to hit that 1,000th day. You're going to hit 1,001 days. And wouldn't it be great if you actually got the thing on that day? Wouldn't it be great if you hit that threshold? But if you don't show up consistently, it's not coming on the thousandth and one day. It might come on the 1002nd day, the second. But this is where it really comes in, is like, you don't have time to waste. You said you wanted it, right? You're over here trying to get it so hard. You're staking your entire life's worth against this one manifestation or these manifestations or this story about your life. And doing that, you're doing that, you're judging yourself against what you don't have versus making yourself be the person who has it. So, sorry, I was just reading the chat. Mama said 1000th day. Yeah, the 1000th day. We had a 1000th day, and you know what? On the 1003rd, we got the dang thing. But just always remember, when you don't feel like doing it, remember those 1000 days are going to go by regardless. Are you on the right side of them, or are you on the wrong side of them? Domi says, I get so emotional in the best way when I do these affirmations too, because I realize that I truly believe it and was filled with doubt from outside factors. Proud of you. Proud of you. That's really all it takes. And then it's like, then you got to like walk in those shoes. I'm seeing a funny analogy. Like, you're a teenager and you like beg your parents for like some ridiculous shoes, and they're like, all right, well, now you got to wear them. And so then you have to wear them until you're comfortable in them. And that's kind of what it is with your manifestation. It's like, and then you don't take them off until you upgrade, like we don't just go barefoot. We're going to continue wearing our shoes. And when it's time to upgrade, we're going to go even better. But you have to not only create the affirmations and, choose the realities and, align with it. You have to align and then realign 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 and then see maybe some, maybe a ton, maybe a little bit, maybe none progress, and still realign and realign and realign. See or don't see progress, and actually don't even really clock the progress, because even it's one thing to clock progress when you're going forward, right? But it's another one to say, like, I haven't made it this far. But also, I do think that there is something about taking stock of where you are cements you there. So there is like an art and a dance between looking forward and kind of seeing like if you were running really fast, you're kind of like, okay, this is going on around me, but you're still going forward. You're not running with your eyes closed, but you are paying attention so that you don't run into anything on your way. But you're not really stopping. You're just going and going. So you have to keep believing, and you have to keep believing, and you have to keep believing, and you have to be able to go months and months and months and maybe years believing without seeing anything. And not that you're not seeing anything, but like, you can't be having that kind of attitude. And you have to look at what you have and say that it is what you want. You have to look at what's around you and see it as something bigger and say it's something bigger, and constantly push yourself to grow and challenge yourself to realign to a reality that you can't see yet. That's the biggest deal. No matter what's going on around you, you have a reality to get to. TR says, my native language is not English, and I don't speak in English day to day, but I speak it and sometimes think in English. Do you think that affirmations in English work for me? Should I do native ones? I would say both are fine. If you could even hear it in English and then translate it, like hear what they say and then repeat it in your native language, to like solidify and sink it in there, and like kind of even like linking the affirmations together. Maybe try that. Zona says it's giving, the destination is the journey. Yes, exactly. And like what that really means is that there is no destination. It's always the journey, and it's always about how you experience what you experience. Because at the end of the day, even the thing that you work your whole life towards, or years for, or weeks for, or days for, or whatever, is over at some point, and you move on to do something else. And so you really have to learn how to savor life just for the sake of life and not for what you're getting out of it. Does that make sense? Like, you have to create the environment of the joy, the peace, the satisfaction, the fulfillment first, and then things will come to fill that hole or fill that void. I heard someone say one time, I think it was the gem goddess, she was saying that the reason affirmations work is because you're creating a vacuum in like space time, essentially. And she's like, and the universe isn't like a vacuum. So when you're affirming something that you don't have, it's gonna work quickly to fill that void. So that's just something to think about. Oh my gosh, Leanne, you're so funny. Okay, thanks, Leanne. Perfect timing. Leanne says, who's coming to the Limiting Beliefs Masterclass on Wednesday? I made a special thing for it right here. Yep, we're doing a free Limiting Beliefs Masterclass on Wednesday. So I'm going to link I'm going to pin link, Leanne linked this in the chat. I'm going to pin it to the chat. So it's a free masterclass. Oh, you know what, Leanne? Do you mind retyping that and putting free first? Thank you. And then I'll repin it. So Michelle, hello. My throat's so tickly. Okay. Her family's like me. Lucida's gonna be there. Domi's gonna be there. Mama's gonna be there. Oh my gosh, how exciting! It's gonna be a fun little family get together. So, Roxanne, you're an Aquarius. Leanne's an Aquarius. Thank you, Leanne. Okay, I'm gonna pin this to the chat. Thank you. So, we're hosting a free Limiting Beliefs Masterclass this Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. PST. You can sign up right here at the link in the chat. Or if you go to roxytalks.com, the banner right on the front page, it's for a Limiting Beliefs cheat sheet free download. If you click that, you download it, and then it takes you to the place to register for the Limiting Beliefs masterclass. And so I just put that one first because it's kind of like pre-work for the class, and you get it in the email either way. So whether or not you go to my website, roxytalks.com, and just click the banner, it says, I think it's download the free cheat sheet. If you get that, it'll take you to the place where you register for the free masterclass. Or if you click this link right here in the chat and you go straight to the free masterclass, you'll get the cheat sheet in your email either way. So they kind of go hand in hand. So I just saw on my website, I was like, let me just start off with the free cheat sheet, download that, and then you can get registered for the masterclass. So free class happening this Wednesday in like 48 hours from right now. We'll be on live. We're talking. Why am I so good at speaking today? We'll be talking. Oh yeah, because I got like 5 hours of sleep. We'll be talking about limiting beliefs. So it's going to be me helping you identify some limiting beliefs, figure out what's going on, what's in the way, and what you can do to move past them. So it is the eliminate your limiting beliefs master training. No. You guys, I could not go to sleep last night. I went to bed at like 3 a.m, even though I knew it's Monday. I just was like really wanting to extend my weekend, and I was just scrolling. It's so bad. I was scrolling till 3 a.m, but I couldn't stop. So I apologize that my brain, apparently I'm a little slow today. Anywho's, this Wednesday, 3:30 p.m. PST, February 8th. How about we say the date? February 8th, 3:30 p.m. PST, free Limiting Beliefs Masterclass. Help you eliminate and identify your core limiting beliefs so you can start manifesting your ideal reality on autopilot. roxytalks.com. If you click the front banner, it's the very first thing on my website, for the free cheat sheet, you'll get taken to the registration anyways. And then if you click the link here pinned to the chat, you'll get the cheat sheet in the email. Whew, okay. Oh, Jalen says I manifested a new deck. Oh, no, excuse me, desk and chair for my tarot readings. One more day till it's delivered. Ooh, awesome. Congrats. Readings. I love readings. Drew says, I'm grateful for this wonderful channel. Thank you, Drew. I'm grateful for you. Thank you. Jen says, you got 5 hours. Dang, I wish. I know. I try to get more because I have to try to get more sleep, because if I don't sleep enough when I meditate, then I don't get a clear meditation because I'm so tired that I'm like falling asleep and I don't really get a lot. So for me, it's kind of like I have to have that standard for myself, which I'm human and sometimes we give ourselves a break. But I have to have that standard for myself because my meditations are so important. And I get so much information and so much guidance that like I have to sleep enough to be able to meditate in the morning and not fall asleep when I'm doing it. Today was not that day. But tonight, hopefully I'll be able to go to sleep early and get it done tomorrow. So, oh, Trucker Girl says new to manifestation and I love it. Welcome. Well, listen, manifestation is happening 24/7. It's all over your, actually, hold on. That is contested. I actually don't know the truth about this. I don't know whether you're manifesting when you're sleeping or not, because I've heard both. I've heard that you're like always manifesting in whatever. And then I've also heard that when you're not, you're not manifesting. So I don't fucking know. I really don't know the answers to anything. This is just what I've studied, what I've learned, what I've practiced myself, and how I've helped people with coaching is kind of how I've come to my own perspective on it. But I don't truly know what's going on planet Earth. Nobody really does. So I just try to, I listen to like what Bashar says. So Abraham, I think it was Abraham that says that you're not manifesting when you're sleeping. Or I can't. No, I'm not even gonna name names because now I can't remember who said what, and I don't want to misattribute somebody to something to somebody. So, anyways, let's just say for the sake of this, you're manifesting while you're awake. I definitely know and believe that. So you're manifesting while you're awake, and every moment of your day and your consciousness is creating the reality around you. And that is inescapable. It's part of planet Earth. It's how planet Earth works. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't even know if leaving Earth helps, because I have a sneaking suspicion that outside of Earth is something similar. I think somehow it's the nature of reality, and like that's why it's part of the human journey to figure this stuff out and uncover it and like take on the information and empower themselves with it. So welcome to the rest of your life. Welcome to the answers to everything, or at least finding a way and a pathway to anything that you could ever want in life. It really, in my opinion, just comes down to practice. I always say awareness and discipline. That's the cornerstones of my signature method, the 360 method. That's our program starting back up this month. The limiting beliefs masterclass is a part of 360. It's kind of my way of showing you what 360 is like. So we're going to go through some exercises and connect there. And then I'm going to show you what 360 is as a program, since it's coming February 20th. So prepare to learn a little bit. That's why I sent out a workbook ahead of time, so you can kind of get in the mode of looking at the stuff that we're going to be talking about on the masterclass. But really, if you can be disciplined at this, you can have anything you want. And so to me, it's like, why would I choose not? Like, why would this not be the one thing I work at more than anything? And it is. That's why I made it my career. I have to be accountable, right? Like I have to be accountable because I have to show up every day and hold other people accountable. So it's almost like I made myself like a contingency plan of like, bitch, you are gonna keep this up, because why wouldn't you? If somebody was like, here's the answer to having everything in the entire world, would you not want it? So that's my perspective on it. So I created a system and a program in order to kind of wrangle all your thoughts during the day and get them going in the direction of what you want to create, since they're going to be creating regardless. And that's 360 method. So if that sounds like something you want to learn how to do, and you want to kind of harness that power and get your thoughts on board to support you and not go against you, not kind of get in your way, roxytalks.com. Sign up for the free limiting beliefs masterclass by downloading the free limiting beliefs cheat sheet. And you can also email hello@roxytalks.com for any questions. Mimi, you've been using the affirmation tracks. Awesome. Which ones have you been using? Julia says, how to manifest being rich while having to be careful with spending. So, okay. Okay, what I'm hearing, I just heard in my head split person. That's funny. They showed me a split level house. Like, do you remember the game of life? How one of the houses is the split level? They showed me that, and then they said split personality. And not, I didn't mean to be offensive in any way. If I said it, if that was offensive, I apologize. That's just the way they showed me, was splitting. So basically, you have to have a base level of, like, there's like the robot, like, I'm just gonna tell you the analogies I'm seeing. I'm seeing Rosie the robot from the Jetsons, right? She's going about, she's doing the housework, she's just doing the chores, she's just doing the jobs, she's not really thinking. Well, she's kind of feeling a little bit, but that's a different story. She is, but basically she's the robot. She's just doing the thing. She's just going through the motions. She's just doing the actions. That's the part of you that is careful with the spending. That's the part of you that pays the bills. The part that's just not really emotionally involved. It just works the appendages. And here's an example I give is, like, how often when you're brushing your teeth are you thinking about brushing your teeth? Like, for me, I go in and out. Like, I think about, like, which direction, making sure I'm getting everything. But then I go out of, like, I completely forget what I'm doing for a minute. And I'm like, for example, like at night, I go lock the doors around the house and check all the doors and make sure everything's locked, like, while I'm brushing my teeth. And so sometimes I'm paying attention to it, but a lot of times I'm not. And a lot of times we brush our teeth, we're like half asleep. It's something that we've been doing so much that you don't really have to think about it. It's just something that your body just does. So excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat. So same thing with, like, paying your bills. You just kind of go through the motions, or being careful. Like, you can be careful with your spending and be like, Psh, I got this. I'll get everybody in your head. I got everybody's meal. I'll get it here. And then you just hand your card and just, thank you. Like, how do I explain it? Like, you're playing two roles. You're playing two roles at the same time. You're letting your 3D world continue to, like, obviously you don't want to tank what's you have right now. We need to continue maintaining what you already have in the physical, so that you don't fuck everything up, because you have to be able to match the thoughts to everything in the beliefs. So you want to be able, like, if you were to just stop caring about money, or like trying with money and just spend whatever and work on your thoughts, it might stress you out because you don't have, like, the base level, like, you haven't worked your way into something that feels comfortable for you. So, like, the gap between where your thoughts are and what your actions are doing is, like, too far for you, because you don't have, like, a belief system that supports that you can spend wildly and have more money, right? So you have to, like, work on the idea about what you can spend and how it's always flowing and it's growing bigger, and you're looking at things expanding. And when you pay something, you're excited and you're doing it with gratitude, and you're yes, and, like, you're like, fuck yeah, get anything, get the expensive one. You can be thinking this stuff and not, you can say, oh yeah, I'm gonna get the expensive one, and then get the one on sale. I'm not, again, I don't want you to go too far outside of your comfort zone, but there is a level of, like, you're narrating in there. You can just do whatever you want with the narration, and the narration is going to provide fodder for the 3D reality. And the more you switch the narration to just period, the more you switch the narration, comma, I should say, the more you switch the narration, the more after time you're going to believe it, because it's just like brainwashing. Just like the thing you believe now about not being able to spend is brainwashing. It's just something that you believe. You'll start to believe the new thing, because that's just how we work as humans. We're easy to brainwash. So we're really wired for all of this stuff to work in our favor. Your thoughts are constantly creating without any effort. You don't have to do anything about that. You could switch your thoughts at will. Neuroplasticity, you can literally, the thoughts you think actually affect your body. And no one really scientifically is, well, I want to say no one, but it's not, like, common knowledge out scientifically that also affects your 3D and outer world. But that's where we're going next with the implications. Hi, Malachi. So, shoot, I think I lost. So, if you're new here, sometimes the trains on my brain go off the tracks. So we're going to get them back. They always come back. That'll be a fun one for Leanne to edit. It just doesn't have an ending. Wait, there's a Tam in here? Okay, hold on. Blacklit chick. Her name is Tam. But she's in here under Blacklit chick. And I just went to go read someone's name whose name is actually Tam. We have 2 Tams. So now I have to... The pandemonium. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about something about money. Oh yeah, so basically, you really have to it's acting as if, but it's a mental game. And you know what? I have a podcast episode. Is that tomorrow's episode? Hold on, let me look at my notes. I think tomorrow's episode. It's so funny that this always happens. It's like I don't even remember what the episode is. If you're new here, I'm just gonna say I do affirm it, and I'm in the middle of deciding, where I'm gonna go with my affirmations of it. But I'm recently diagnosed with ADHD. I know I say it every time, and it's fine. It's on I believe it's fine and it's okay and it's a good thing. So that's what it is. But at this present moment, sometimes like my train of thought just is so on point, always focused. So I'm just saying that because I wonder if people are new and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this chick? She like can't even finish a thought. And yeah, sometimes that is true. 100%. Where's the notes from the podcast from this last time that I did the things? Here we go. Okay, not this week. Next week, we're talking about acting as if, but thinking as if. Not just acting, but like really thinking as if. So actually, yeah. So next week you need to listen to next week's podcast episode. There will be one this Wednesday, but next week you're going to really want it because it's basically, oh yeah. The question somebody asked, how do you act as a millionaire on a daily basis when your bank account is not anywhere near that in the 3D? That's next week's podcast episode. So come back to check that out. This week's podcast episode is about limiting beliefs and, trying to help you understand that you can just do what you want and we don't have to live by these rules and these confines and these restrictions that have been placed on us throughout our whole lives that don't really mean anything. They're not really attached to any truths. It's just something that we experienced that affected us enough to make us not want to experience it again and therefore kind of wrote it into our story, which then just manifests. Night of Jedi, hello. Oh, it's Roxanne's happy birthday. Sorry, early birthday. It's still so weird to say Roxanne and Roxy, and there's a Roxanne and a Roxy in the chat today. And a Roxy talking. Oh, we just saw a super chat come through. Amy, thank you so much, Amy, for the super chat. Amy says, how do you deal with impatience when you manifest, especially when the thing you're waiting on affects multiple aspects of life being on hold until it happens? Hi, Bradley. Okay, so can you tell me what it is you're waiting on? Because I need to gauge how much it affects multiple things in your life being on hold because that's a story. Obviously, it's not really true. It's not affecting anything. But that's the story, right? Patrice, hello. Yeah, the triple threat Roxy. Triple threat Roxy gang. Anna, you said you loved last week's podcast. Thanks, Anna. Yay. I'm so glad you liked it. You'll probably like these next two. Well, I recorded them all together. So so they were all in the same vibe, the same like moment in time. So if you resonated with that one, then you'll resonate with the other two for this next coming weeks. So I'm just waiting on Amy. I want to hear back from Amy. Just kind of finding out if you can, what is it that you're waiting on? And you don't have to be, you can just be vague if you want. I just want to know because it will help us with the story going forward. Because really, again, it's always a story. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's only true because you think it is. So we have to find something that you will believe more, or something that you will be able to latch onto, and turn away from this attachment to the story that this thing is ruining stuff. Because it's just the story that it's ruining things that's making it ruin things. Does that make sense? So, if you're here in the chat, why don't you give the like? Why don't you give the like a chat? If you're here, and I know you are, because who else am I talking to? Why don't you give the chat a like? That'd be really cool, and I'd appreciate it so much. So, Drew says this chat is so helpful and calming. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Drew. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that it's giving you the good vibes. This is what we do every week. We start off every week doing this so that we can, set the tone for what we're doing. She didn't have her phone on silent. Set the tone for what we're doing, and really just remind ourselves who we want to be and who we're supposed to be for the coming week. Okay, you said you have a few examples, Amy. Back to Amy's question. So Amy's question was, how do you deal with impatience when you manifest, especially when the thing you're waiting on affects multiple aspects of life being on hold until it happens? I said, what is it? So we can find out what is the tie here. You said, I have a few examples, but one example is the process. My new job has been inconsistent with their training, affecting my income and free time, being able to do things consistently outside of work. Okay. So this is a story. I think when you go into a new place of work, you don't know what to expect. And so you kind of allow your previous experiences, your expectations, your fears, your worries, your excitement, all of that creates the environment of what that job will be like. Any story that you may have heard about this and that, any kind of feelings that you were having going into getting the job, wherever you're at personally in your life, all that stuff is going to kind of set the stage for what the job is going to be like. But you can change that story. And just because that's what it's been showing you so far does not mean it has to continue. So what I would say is that the training process is very consistent. It's very good. I've been trained really well. I've been trained so well. I'm making so much money. My schedule's on point. I have plenty of time to do what I want and go, live my life. I love my job. I have so much free time. I'm making so much money and I have all this time to myself, so you're you're in a place of reacting to what's going on around you. And so that's why it feels like this is what's happening. But that's not true. You're just making this happen. So you can unmake this happen when you stop saying those things about the job. You need to define what the job is going to be like for you. And then that's what it is, period. When you're at work, you're rewriting the story. It's so easy. The training's awesome. They're so on point. They're so organized. They're so consistent. You love it. They treat you with respect. You love working there. You're so fulfilled. They always, respect your schedule. They respect you. They respect your time. You love your schedule. You love your job. You love the time in your life. Like, you just really have to change that story. And then that's what you have to be saying to yourself while you're there, even if it's not true. Because even if it's not true and you say that it's not true, then you just manifested it being the way it is again. So you have to, this is where remember that split level thing I was just talking about. This is where the split level thinking comes in, is you have to change. You have to choose the elevated version of interpreting what's going on around you, or even beyond that, you have to choose the elevated mindset of choosing what you want it to be versus what your eyes are seeing down in the basement level. If you just stick down in the basement with what's happening in the trenches in 3D, like I've said before, you're just going to continue manifesting more of it. You have to rise above it and you have to stay consistent. You aren't consistent, and that's why your work's not consistent. So you got this. You will be, because I know you can do this, because you always do. Okay, Sarah says, thank you for the super chat. I wonder how to change conception of someone while in contact. Specific person If we see stuff that are not what we want, sometimes I feel delusional doing this. Literally what I was just talking about. So your question piggybacks off the last one. You have to look at what's going on around you and just, what? Did you hear something? I didn't hear anything. Did you see something? I didn't see anything, because what I saw was everything working out in my favor. What I saw was this person doing exactly what I want them to do. This person behaving exactly how I want them to be. This reality unfolding exactly how I want it to go. You have to keep that story going. If it's not working, if it's not happening in your 3D reality, it's because you've been saying not that it's working out more than you've been saying it's working out. Does that make sense? If things are falling apart, your mind has not been on them working out. And if your mind has consistently been on things working out and then they fall apart, then hold on for the ride, because sometimes things get shaken up in your 3D when you start switching stuff up. But if you know, and you're honest with yourself, because you need to be, that you have been up and down or inconsistent, or you haven't been, like you said, you feel delusional. So I know you're not on top of it. Like, if you were on top of it, there would be no delusion. It would be just like, all right, so since it's not all the way affected change, I need to be more on top of my shit. I'm obviously not doing it somewhere. I'm not fully believing. I'm not fully trusting. I'm reacting somewhere. If you were actually on top of your progress or on your practice, you wouldn't see this as an issue. You would see it as a place where your focus needs to go and where you need to like hammer away. This is where the chiseling needs to be done, not I'm delusional. Like, that's not chiseling. That's you like walking away from the project, right? So no matter what you see, so like, let's say with Amy at your job, even if you go to work, if you're starting to affirm how organized and great everything is, and you go to work and it's anything but, or Sarah, if you're affirming for your person and then they're acting like a complete ass or whatever, you have to continue and you have to push through up here mentally. You have to continue the story, because the 3D reality takes its cues from you. It doesn't work the other way around. It's doing what you say it's doing, even if it feels like you're watching something happen and then reacting to it. That's not how it's happening. I mean, yes, it is, but that reaction that you're doing is creating the next thing you're going to react to. So you have to get out in front of it, as Esther Hicks says. And then you have to stay there. You have to maintain that outpost on the outskirts of your 3D reality. You have to keep watch out there and make sure that you are believing beyond what you're seeing and telling yourself and thinking beyond what you're actually seeing. He said, Sarah says, makes sense. It's been 60% good and 40% wavering. Yep, exactly. And that's why that's what you'll get inconsistent results from, is because of your own inconsistency. Not a negative thing. It just is what it is, right? So sign up for my limiting beliefs masterclass on Wednesday if you haven't already, because it'll help. Because you have beliefs to work on. Like you said, you feel delusional and stuff like that. So you need to really work on not just like the thoughts that you're working to change, but your beliefs that you can actually do that to begin with. So the link is pinned to the chat, or you can go to roxytalks.com. Right at the top banner, there's a free limiting beliefs cheat sheet. If you download that, it just takes you to the registration to get the to go to the free class. And then if you click the free class here in the chat, you'll get the cheat sheet download in your email. So you can get it on either. You can enter in, like, register for the masterclass on either end, like from this website, this link that's in the chat here on YouTube, or from roxytalks.com from that banner. It just takes a couple extra steps, because it gives you your download before instead of giving you your download after. Whew. Okay, I'm thirsty. Wow. Okay. Amy says, what's the difference between not reacting and being a doormat with anyone, boss, SP, family, etc.? Okay, so this is where this is like self-awareness, and you have to kind of judge your own situation, because for some people, well, okay. Sometimes Not reacting is what needs to happen because your reactions prove that you're not in your ideal reality. And so when you react like your old self would, or you react in a negative way, or you react as if what you're seeing in your 3D reality is true, which it's not, it's subjective. If you react like what you're seeing in front of you is true, this is where you want to pause, right? Like, do I have to react like that? Is it true? Is this what I have to believe? Do I have to say that in this moment? Should I just not rock the boat? Or should I just not rock the boat? Should I just stay neutral and keep calm and not do the thing that I normally would do? That's one avenue of it. The other avenue is sometimes you have in some situations, if you've been the doormat, it's time to react. But the idea is doing the opposite. You're not reacting the same way. So I would say that it's not necessarily like that not reacting is what we're talking about. But what we mean is not reacting in the same way, not reacting as if what you're seeing is true. You need to react as if what you want to be is true. So if it comes down to like, if somebody says something to you that is disrespectful, I'm just going to make something up because I don't know the situation. Someone says something that is disrespectful to you. If normally you would blow up and say some shit and that would trigger you into fighting or whatever, getting the reaction that they're trying to get out of you, and you just like, okay, interesting take, but I'm just going to go on about my day. You have just shut down that cycle. You have just changed your trajectory in life. You have just interrupted your own pattern and your own programming. And if you continue to make choices like that in those times, you will change who you are and you change what happens to you and you change those relationships as well. Now, if on the other side, that's normally what you do is just like shut up and take it and you want to change that, then it's okay if I speak my mind. It's okay if I say what I need to say. When I speak my mind, I'm supported. This is the kind of environment that I feel safe speaking how I want to speak. This is the story that you're telling yourself about reacting and not being a doormat. Reacting in a new way, reacting in a way that previously you wouldn't do because you were being a doormat, quote unquote. Now you're doing something different. You're changing the trajectory. You're no longer going to take that. You're asserting your boundaries. So being a doormat is really just not having clear boundaries, not asserting them when they're crossed, right? So when you can start assessing what you need and creating clear boundaries for yourself, then you know if someone crosses them, you can communicate to them that they've crossed them, and then you can decide whether or not you allow them to be in close proximity to you again from that point forward. But this is different than you just laying down and being a doormat. Does that make sense? Like, it's not just like, don't do anything and let people treat you like shit. If that's your norm, you need to do something fucking different. If you're somebody that reacts to the stuff people are doing and you take it personal, you need to do something different. Does that make sense? It's like it's the pattern interrupt that we're talking about. Lucida says, taking a different inspired action, radical change within. Yes, exactly. Jody says, hello, just wanted to tell you how your affirmations for communication and love worked like a charm and changed my life. So magical. You're such a doll and sweet soul. Yay, I'm so excited for you. Thank you for sharing that. I gotta hold on. I gotta screenshot this because we love our testimonials. Thank you for sharing that with us. Bradley, what did you say? Bradley said, I went on an interview last Friday for a director position and the interview went so well. I've been manifesting success in my career and this interview landed on my day off without activity applying. Yay, Brad. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like when you be it, the stuff just comes your way because it's how life works. So right now you're being the version of you whose stuff comes your way that is equivalent to the version of you that you're being. You just don't realize that it's stuff coming your way because it's not the stuff you want. So you don't see it as like your manifestations and the things that you're bringing and drawing into your life as you, because it's like has a negative connotation. But if you were to like, work on yourself and start becoming the person that has that kind of stuff naturally coming to you, then it's easier to like see it and own it, right? So really you just have to continue working on not just embodying your ideal self, but like integrating and becoming that version, like really, oh my God, you guys. Oh my God, I have to tell you guys this. Sorry, I just remembered. I had the craziest synchronicity of my life yesterday. And oh my God. Okay, I gotta tell you guys this. So, all right. Where do I start? Yesterday in my meditation, if you've been listening to me for a while, you know I go and I meditate with my ideal selves. I have 2 ideal selves. They through, lots of interaction with them every day, I learned that they represent my sun sign. The perspective I take in meditation is the sun sign. I have my moon sign and I have my rising sign. These 3 versions of me, we convene together and I talk to them every single day. They take me places. They give me information. They help me bridge the gap between myself and them. Every day we go somewhere different. It's always something new. It's always, like it could be anything from a meeting, a board meeting. We've had charity events. There's been like picnics on the beach. We've been to animal sanctuaries. We've ridden horses. We've gone hiking. We've gone to like a theater. We've gone to like a fair. Literally just all kinds of stuff. We just go to all kinds of different places. And sometimes we just talk and it's like no fanfare and we're just in the car driving or we're in a room in my ideal house talking. But it's different every day. And I don't dictate where they go. They show me and it like populates in my mind and I just let it take me. So yesterday morning, for the first time ever, we've never gone to this place before. We're all dressed up because the first thing that happens is I see my outfit. So my outfit starts telling me where we're going or what kind of vibe it's going to be. And then I see their outfits and then they kind of tell me where we're going. So we're all in like gown, like formal wear, sparkly formal wear. And they tell me we're going to the Grammys. And I'm like, and I was resistant for a minute. I was just like, okay, that's kind of weird. Like I almost was like, that's kind of trite. Like, okay, Grammys. And I had been like working on music the night before, like a lot. So music was heavily in my mind. And I've been really working on like believing in myself and the music that I'm creating. And it was just like, I had such a great moment with my music, like going through my album and kind of taking inventory of where we're at and where we need to go and stuff. And it's just such an amazing fucking body of work that I'm so excited to release it. And I just was feeling so amazing about my music. The next morning, this was Saturday night. Then the next morning, Sunday morning, they're like, we're going to the Grammys. I'm like, okay, whatever. And for a moment, I almost like didn't want to go, or like I kind of like almost wanted to like switch it in a sense. But I was like, fuck it, let's just go with it. Went to the Grammys. I won a bunch. Like I visualized myself at the Grammys before, like holding, like 5 of them and like that whole thing and on there doing my speech on stage, whatever. Then, whatever, going about my life. Last night in my scroll hole. I told you guys I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning scrolling. I was in a scroll hole. The Grammys were last night. I don't follow award shows. I had no fucking clue. And I was like looking at a meme and I saw a picture of Beyonce and she's wearing like this outfit. She was wearing a pink and gold outfit, which I don't know if you know is my colors. And she's standing there with her Grammys and it was like they were making memes out of it. And I just like, it didn't register for me. I was just like, oh wow, she looks cute. And I'm like reading like the memes and stuff. And then I looked at the caption and it was like Grammys tonight. And then I scrolled and I was like, when the fuck was this posted? And it was like 2 hours ago. And I was like, babe. He's like, what? And I like paused what we were watching. I was like, and I couldn't talk for like 5 minutes. And I was just like being so dramatic. I'm like, oh my God, this is the craziest synchronicity of my life. But anyways, I don't know what happened yesterday, but they motherfucking took me to the Grammys. I didn't know it was happening. I had no fucking clue it was Grammy Day. So I've been really, really, really aligned and really working on being connected to it. So that was like just so insane. So insane. Definitely probably the craziest synchronicity that I've ever had. Like aside from like crazy manifestations coming through, like that one was just the craziest. So Sunscape, what are my signs? I'm a Scorpio sun sign, a Capricorn moon, and a Leo rising. And we just did a program last month in January called Trinity of You, where we like dive deep into our sun, moon, rising signs. So I learned a lot about myself and what it means to have those signs and those positions. And it really just makes a lot of sense of who I am and what I go for and what drives me. So, Leanne says, better start making room on the shelf. Move over, YouTube plaque. What if I just had a Grammy sitting right there? Oh my God. Hold on. Okay. All right. She's got a Grammy right there. This is what's going to have to happen. When my album comes out, you guys need to fucking stream it, okay? This is the deal we're making. I put it out. We stream it collectively. Grammy. Done. Easy. Oh, Tiffany says, and Beyonce is now the artist that has the most Grammys on the planet. Okay, yeah. So I watched that video this morning. We were you said there were some serious throwback moments too. You would have loved. I told you my guides said it too. I remind me of that. So I saw that video this morning that she broke that record, and I literally cried. I was like so happy for her. It was like such an emotional moment, like so amazing. And I just felt so like that's gonna be me. Just having my own moment and just feeling like really excited for her and just feeling the love and the abundance. So listen, like you really have to work on your alignment and believing in what you're doing every single day. Like you can't take time off. You can't take days off. That's what 360 is all about. So join our Limiting Beliefs Masterclass if you want to learn more about that. Sarah, hi Sarah, says you're releasing an album. Yes, Sarah. So right now on iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff, I have affirmations albums that you can listen to right now. But I'm also a musician. Well, they're music. You can hear they're musical as well. But I'm, I create music, like singing music as well. So I've been working on an album for a couple of years now with my producer Malachi, who he might still be in the chat. He was here earlier. I'm not sure if he is. But I've been working on this album for a couple years now. So it's kind of hard because I run the business, so I don't have a ton of time to go into the studio as much as I would like, but I've been making it a priority. So new album is coming, and it is for the manifestors. It's for the manifesting community because all of the lyrical content is to help us stay on track with our thoughts during the day, because a lot of music, like no shade to any musicians out there, because I've definitely made my share of like low vibration. I mean, not low vibration, but you get what I mean. Like the content isn't like the most uplifting. But there's so much music out there that's about heartbreak and like fuck you, fuck this, and like sad and stuff like that. Like as Elton says, sad songs say so much. It's like there's so much out there musically that is just not good for our psyche and our mindset. So all of the songs on the album are lyrically going to keep you in a place that keeps you aligned, but musically it's like the whole goal is like it's music you wouldn't turn down if your friends caught you listening to it. So musically it's artistic, and it's collaboration between Malachi and I, and then lyrically the content is will help you keep aligned so that you're not slipping when you're listening to music and going into like the spiral of like what the songs are about or what it reminds you of and stuff like that. So my goal is to have that out either this year or like early next year. And I'm working on getting a music video together this year as well. So we'll see what happens. Jody, you're so sweet. Jody says sending positive vibes for your music to get out there. Thank you, Jody. I'm so excited. I can't wait. It's so good. It's so fucking rad. For me personally, I'm very proud of it. I'm so excited to release it and have it come out. When does it come out? I don't know. When it's done. When it's done, I have to basically like all of the songs I have all the scratches, and now I have to go through and like there's a couple that are almost fully recorded, but I have to re-record all of the vocals including backup vocals. And I'm kind of like a backup. I love like backup harmonies and stuff and like choral things. So there'll be like 8 backup like layers together harmonies. And so I have to like record each, the left and the right for each note. Like if it's like a 4-part harmony, I have to do the left and the right for each note. So that's like 8 laws or whatever, so it's kind of a lot of tedious work that I have to do, but that's okay because it's my passion. Cindy says, I stopped listening to so much music because of what they say. Yeah, totally. I feel you. I kind of have to too. So I hope you'll listen to what I have coming out. Aaliyah says, you don't have to follow the industry to be successful in it. Some of the best movie and TV stars don't watch TV and movies. Not enough time, too busy and sick. Listen, listen. When I in my meditation, when I won those Grammys, I even had the thought of like, I can win these and still not be a part of like, I'm not going to say the word, but it starts with an I. I can be successful in the music career and not be sucked into like all that crazy shit that goes on. Like I can stay out of that and still like, I was like, why do I have to believe that success in the music industry goes along with this like dark thing? So I decided that I'm going to make my own concept of what success means and that I can be successful and a Grammy winner and still keep myself on the side of light and positivity. And so I will. Carolyn, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, SP is trying to keep me as a FF. What does that stand for? Oh, a fuck friend. Is that what that means? A fuck friend. Oh dear. You guys know my parents listen to this, right? SP is trying to keep me as an FF. I don't know what that is. I made my own assumption. We'll see if that's what it is. Jinx, hello. Okay. Okay. Carolyn, tell me what FF stands for, please, so I can. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Roxanne asked for, what is this? This YouTube thing, this is my 100,000 follower YouTube plaque. So YouTube sends you one of these when you hit 100,000 followers. So this is our community plaque. Okay. SP is trying to keep me as a fudge friend. He's still with third party. How do I change that? I mean, do I have to block him or confirm? I'm confirming I have it all. Listen, this has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with you. Your own personal fears, worries, doubts, standards for yourself, boundaries, etc. Have created a situation where you not only attract but accept second best placement in love relationships. Does that make sense? And I'm not trying to make any assumptions about you. I just have like, I've coached so many people at this point. I just it is what it is. I can see what's going on in people's lives. So just by what they're telling me. And again, not to make any assumptions, just going off of what you've told me. So your acceptance of we'll just call it second best because that's kind of what it is, right? Your acceptance to be second best is what's keeping this happening. It has nothing to do with your specific person. Doesn't matter if you block them, block them, stalk them, don't stalk them, whatever, like doesn't matter, clock them, doesn't matter what you do. They have nothing to do with this. It's all you. So you need to be focused on what you believe is possible for you, what story you're telling yourself about the people around you, what you fear, like watch your fears, your worries, your doubts, your insecurities, because those things are why you're in this situation, not them, not the person. So they have nothing to do with your manifestation. They're not going to do anything it's nothing about them. You have to do this for yourself. And you need to, again, you need to, make new standards, get clear on what it is that you stand for, what you will and won't accept, what you say and believe people do for you and how they treat you. And then you need to put your foot down. Hi, Anna. Hello. Hit me up in the chat. I was thinking about you. So text me and let me know how things are going. Anna's in the business mastermind. So, okay. Danny says this chat escalated quickly. Doesn't it always though? So you need to really figure out what it is that you are going to take and what you won't take, what you deserve, what love is supposed to look like for you, and not what love has looked like for you. He said, no more. I'm working on this. I am the one or nothing. So I will work harder on me. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So what I want you to do is I want you to kind of start, like, okay, hold on. They're showing me some, I'm sorry. Hold on. It's a sequence. So I need to get this order correct. Okay, they're showing me a forgiveness list. So what you need to do is start back. This may have to start with your this is probably gonna start with your parents. Make a forgiveness list, and you're gonna start all the way back to childhood, and you wanna think about your very first memory where you were chosen second, or where you weren't good enough to be chosen first, or where you weren't the one picked, or you were dismissed, you were ignored, and start writing a list of all of those experiences, all of those memories, and then once you're done, and you can do this in two ways, because you could do it, you can write all of those out all the way till now. Like, you want to kind of go chronologically and go through your whole life. And then, like, obviously starting with your parents and then going towards relationships and every memory you have where someone has kind of put you second, or you felt, picked over or overlooked or not chosen or not good enough. And write a list of that thing. And then, like I said, you can either go all the way to the end, or for me, when I did this with, when I was working on my money story, I did my money story and I kind of did half and half. So I went from like earliest memory to middle school, and then did the forgiveness part, and then I came back like a week later and I did like the second half of my life. So you can choose to do it either way. But what you're going to do is you're going to make a list of these memories and experiences, and then when you said, ah, shit, 50 years to go back. So maybe you do for like half and half. And so that's fine. So go through like half of your life, get to like high school or whatever, like, or mid 20s, and get through those things, and then write a list of all these things, these experiences. And then you're going to go back to the top, and you kind of start like feeling into them a little bit, and like remembering being there, and like what it felt like to be there, and what it was like for you. And these can also be times when you did this to other people, like stuff that you need to forgive yourself for, and stuff that you're forgiving others for. And then you do the 4-part Hawaiian forgiveness prayer, which is, I love you, I'm sorry, I forgive you, thank you. You can do those 4 in any order, but you're going to be applying that to every single one of those. And so you start kind of like healing, in a sense, all of these painful. It's like if you were to chop a tree down, one axe like hit isn't going to be enough, but eventually it will, right? So like each one of these is like a hit with the axe in this tree. So you're kind of like smoothing over and healing those chunks that have been taken out. That makes sense. And so that's what they want you to do first. So I want you to do that forgiveness list. And then, and actually not and then. Do this okay. And then and then rewrite what relationships are for you now. Not what they've been, not what you expect, not what you fear, not what so-and-so did that one time, not what mom and dad did. What are they for you now going forward, now that you have new standards, and you're writing a new framework for yourself, and you're believing a new reality? You can just pick how relationships work for you. So I want you to determine that, is essentially what it is. So start out by doing your forgiveness. And then once you've forgiven, and it's less of a pain, because it eases the pain from all that stuff. So it's a good place to it's a good place to start, and start clearing out a lot of that trauma, or at least any of it that you can clear is going to be better than it not being cleared. So, or loved, I should say, or whatever, however you want to look at it. Release, whatever. Do your forgiveness, and then rewrite the story of what love is like for you, how people treat you, what relationships are, how your partners show up. And not even this person, but just other people in general, how they show up for you, how they treat you in relationships. And redefine what that new story and expectation is. Then you can start fucking with your SP. Well, first you need to start integrating those thoughts. Then you can start really worrying about your SP and making sure that the story you're telling about your SP fits the new narrative that you've written for what love is like for you. Aiden, hello. Carolyn says, okay, I have so much trauma and love to deal with. And that's okay. Don't even look at it like that. there's so much love for you to welcome in your life. Like, that's the way we were going to look at it instead, right? Like, if you really think about it, like, dealing with that trauma is going to allow you to bring more love in your life. So why even fuck with that bullshit sentence? It's so exciting that you're just on the cusp of all this love coming into your life. Rosanna, oh, hello. Rosanna's going to be in 360. We got a lot of 360 fam in the house. We got business mastermind fam in the house. We've got, I didn't see any synergy people, but I know we usually do. If they're not here yet, they'll probably pop in. So, this Wednesday, if you're just now joining us, this Wednesday I'm hosting a free masterclass. It's going to help you identify and eliminate your limiting beliefs. A lot of the stuff that's like core stuff, the pervasive stuff, it's underneath everything. It's permeating all of your manifestations. We're going to work on identifying and eliminating those this Wednesday, February 8th, 3:30 p.m. PST. There is a link pinned to the chat here on YouTube where you can sign up. Free limiting beliefs masterclass sign up right there pinned to the chat. Again, the live chat here on YouTube. Or if you go to roxytalks.com, there's a top banner on my website. It says free limiting beliefs cheat sheet, but basically the cheat sheet and the masterclass go together. So the cheat sheet is like your pre-work for the masterclass. So roxytalks.com, download that cheat sheet, and then it'll take you to the registration page so that you can sign up for the free masterclass happening on Wednesday. But you can sign up on either end, and whether you sign up from this link in the chat and go straight to the masterclass sign up, or if you go to roxytalks.com and download the free limiting beliefs cheat sheet, you can get both. So the masterclass link will take you and give you an email with the cheat sheet in it. Then the cheat sheet will give you the download and then get you signed up. We'll take you to the page to get you signed up for the free master class. So February 8th, 3:30 p.m. PST, roxytalks.com. Download the free cheat sheet, and then it'll take you to the registration for the masterclass so we can work on limiting beliefs together. Sarah, do I do paid readings here? I don't really do readings, but I will, since I am doing like channeling while I'm on mindset, I will take like channelings here for like with super chats. If, super chats are the only questions I guarantee, because I know obviously I can't see everything and I can't answer everything. So if something is super chatted, then I will answer it. I guarantee the answer there. Otherwise, if I see it and it's resonating with what I'm talking about, then I will answer it here in the chat. Julia, how do I get rid of me thinking I can't have anything, money, love, happiness, health? It stops me from manifesting it all because I don't want to be ungrateful, if that makes sense. But you're not being grateful though. like I'm not saying you're not being grateful, but what you're saying here is not great. It's not gratitude. So like, I can't have everything isn't gratitude. So what are you saying? Like, you're like, I'm not going to manifest because manifesting makes me ungrateful, but I'm not going to be grateful either. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you just started practicing gratitude, I think it would turn a lot of things around for you. But literally you have to get rid of your thinking, I can't have everything. You have to switch it to I can have everything. And you have to switch it every time. This is what 360 method is about. This is what the limiting beliefs masterclass is about. This is exactly what I'm talking about, because these thoughts that you think all day, or not even that you're thinking them all day, but they permeate your existence, because your truth is under the umbrella of I can't have everything. So that means that by design, by nature, you will not have everything. You can't. You can't. You just said you can't. And that definition that you have set forth is binding because it's you that's creating it. But you're not bound to it. It's bound to you. Ooh, I like that. So the definitions you set, you're not bound to them, but they're bound to you. So they have to fulfill the prophecy you set. And if the prophecy is I can't have everything, then you're not going to ever have everything. You must change the prophecy to I can, and I do. I have it all. Money, love, health, happiness. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have it all. Oh my God. Can life get any better? Could life possibly get better than this? Wow. Life keeps getting better. I have health. I have love. I have happiness. I have everything. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I'm deserving of this. Everybody's deserving of this. Thank you, universe. It's like, it's just interesting. It's, it's like, I don't want to be ungrateful, but almost like I don't want to be grateful either. So be grateful and then practice allowing yourself to think that's possible. Sign up for the, excuse me, I don't know why. My throat is like so tickly today. I'm sorry. So when that happens when like you're, oh my God. When your throat tickles and like you can't make it stop and it like makes your eyes water? Anybody? Okay. Only people that have been servers know what this is like. Have you ever been a server or like a bartender and you get that tickle in your throat and it makes your eyes water and you can't cough because you're talking to a table and you're like sitting there dying and your like eyes are crying and you're like trying not to die in front of your people because you can't cough at them? Remember those days? I remember those days. Oh my gosh. That dusty throat always cracks me up when I think about that. Happens to me in the nail salon sometimes too. I had to start bringing my water in because I'd just be sitting there and I'm like choking and like coughing and it's like, you can't cough anymore. No one's allowed to fucking cough anymore. So I'm just like, I'm sorry. So now I like carry a water bottle with me because I don't want them like, do you need some water? Like, I'm sorry, it's dusty. Dowie says I get that tickle in my throat all the time. I know, it's so annoying. Leah, you've been a server. Sarah. No. I'm not able to sense how much blockages that I can't. I don't know how to how do I? Yeah, what are you meant to do? But you love blockages. Do exactly what I said to the person like 5 or 10 minutes ago. It's the exact same answer. Dad blam tickle. I love that. Golden Girl, you're asking about the money. I feel like you asked me this before and I said I would make a podcast episode about it and I did, and it's coming out next week. Was that you? Because that question sounds very similar to what I made the podcast on, or everybody's asking the same thing. But next week's podcast is going to be about manifesting money, and not necessarily having a specific like way for it, like a channel for it to come through. It's you are the channel. So if you think money comes through no matter what, then yes. But if you think that you have to have some sort of channel for it to come through, then you're creating an unnecessary middleman for yourself. That was you. Okay, yeah. So I made a podcast about it next week. Okay, so let's talk homework. Last week's homework. Who did homework last week? Remind me. What was your homework last week? Tell me what your homework was last week. Can I repeat it again? No, you can rewind it. And I mean that with love. I'm sorry. And it's because I do channel, and so I can't repeat it because it's not from me. It came from somewhere else. But they said no. You just said it. I just said it to the person before. That's what rewind is for. And that may sound snarky, but I just mean that with love. Leanne, thank you so much. Listen. This is why having an amazing support team is the best thing in the world, because Leanne is like, bitch, I got you. Here's the timestamp. I'm over here like, no, rewind it. Thank you, Leanne. But no, I literally couldn't go through it again because it's a channel. So most of the time, I don't even know what I'm saying. I forget a lot of stuff what I say when I channel because it's not really me. It's just I'm just the vessel. Okay, thank you, Leanne. Homework last week was light a white candle. Oh, that's right. Okay. Light a white candle, take 10 to 15 take 15 to 20 minutes to get into a meditative space and ask, what do I need to let go of to move forward? Journal everything that comes up in your meditation, write a goodbye letter, then take action. Okay, so who did the homework last week? While you guys type that, I'm going to talk about food because I'm so hungry right now. So my husband and I started making rice paper rolls. We're like obsessed. And hey, baby. Oh, dang it. I was like, you could start them. You can have them like fresh or like fried or like whatever. So he's been shredding tofu and making like spicy tuna with it. And it tastes like crabs, like imitation crab. So it's like spicy crab and like avocados and sushi rice and like nori and sesame seeds and stuff. It is so good. I can't get over it. I can't stop thinking about it. And like we're having it like multiple times a week. So that's what I'm so hungry. I think that's another reason why I'm so good with my words today. I've only had like some carrots, some carrot sticks. And I know that I'm having those rolls any minute now. And I just can't stop thinking. I'm so excited. I'm so hungry. Okay. Sorry. There's a super chat. Okay. Christine. Thank you, Christine. Says, have not been on a live in a long time. Hope you've been good. Thank you, Christine. You're so sweet. I appreciate you. Thank you for your kindness and your generosity. I have been good. I hope the same for you. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you made it. And hope you can join us for next week too. I'm going to be getting off here soon in about 8 minutes. Oh, Leanne, you have buffalo tofu. Oh my God. Domi, you have a veggie meatball sub. Oh my God, I'm so hungry. I can't wait. Okay, so let's see. Homework. Sarah, okay, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. Also, it's kind of like at the end of the thing too. So like the door, it's like a mall. You know those doors in the mall? Have you ever worked in a mall store in retail and those big, huge metal, like plastic/metal doors, gates that you have to close? It's like that. Like I see that in my mind and it just kind of like starts slowly closing. The channel's like, bye. But come next week and maybe it'll be easier. Well, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so we're talking about last week's homework. Who did it? Jen, you said you didn't. You dropped the ball. That's okay. But Jen, you came on here saying you didn't have such a great week. I would say those things are definitely correlated. Are you prioritizing, and no offense, because I don't think you are, and I don't mean that with any shade, but are you prioritizing your self-care, your mindset, your mind space? Because everything is going to be harder if you don't put yourself in the right mind space before you go into life. Everything's going to be hard. Murray family says, changing my self-concept has been easier since I got rid of people who refuse to see the new me trying to rewrite my great progress. Yeah, so proud of you. You said seeing this was so freeing and affirming. 360. Yay! Okay, I hope you're signed up for our free class on Wednesday. Garima, I appreciate you. I am kind of closing down. I'm switching over to homework mode right now, but please come back next week so we can potentially talk about that. Okay, Mama says, I did. When I would meditate, I just kept getting procrastination, self-doubt, and not focusing. Okay, so as a fellow ADHD sister, what I see there is like procrastination. We know. We're obviously working on it. Not focusing, also, we're working on it. What can you do? Out of those three things, what you can actually start doing something about? Not that you can't do anything about procrastination and not focusing, but I know that like when you're wired weird and it's hard to do, I get that, right? So, however, the self-doubt, that one is something that you can do something about. So, right now, you need to really start wrangling all the ponies. Like you have a lot of ponies, they're out of the stable, and a lot of them are wearing self-doubt saddles. You know what I'm saying? So you got to wrangle the ponies, and we need to switch the saddles to the self-confidence saddles. And that's just what it needs to be. And then you need to keep watch and make sure that if the ponies are out, which they always are, that they have on the confidence saddles and not the self-doubt saddles. Does that make sense? And so Your job is to do everything that you can to make sure you're putting yourself in that place every day as close as you can. And then if you can't, you're easy on yourself and you're letting it be without feeling like shitty and beating up on yourself, right? Because that's part of what we're talking about here, is that we can't be talking to ourselves like that anymore. Rosanna says homework, then going to bed for real this time. The answer I got was the need for a guarantee that it will be perfect to step in fully. Give room for imperfection when you have it. Yep. Yeah, because like it's not going to be perfect until you get in there and perfect it. You know what I mean? Like okay, I'm seeing a diver in my mind. If you're like a high diver, as scary as it may be to like jump in and jump off that thing over and over and do that dive, I'm afraid of heights, so I would never fucking do that. So me, I'm like, that takes some serious guts and balls to do that all the time. To do that every single day, to be perfect or to be good at it, you'd have to get in there and do it every day. You'd have to get up there and do it when you're not good at it in order to become perfect at it. You can't, if it's something that you're not, how do I say this? The more you work on something, the better it becomes. The more you put your time into something, the better at it you're going to be. And that's how you get the perfect results that you're looking for. It's not by diving in once and having it be perfect on impact. It's about diving the fuck in because you can't perfect it until you're in the water. Does that make sense? Lucita says, I found a paper with the names of past interests. I wrote, I release you on each one, then recycled them. Then my SP, and I said, first, I love yous to each other. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, Lucita, I need to read this again. Lucita says, I found paper with the names of these are past love interests. I wrote, I release you on each one, then recycled them. Then my SP and I said, first, I love yous to each other yesterday. Wow. These energetic releases work. And I think sometimes we're kind of like hesitant to do it because it seems kind of like silly and it's an intangible kind of, approach, but it's all energetic. We're energy. What we're doing, like the space that we're holding ourselves in is energy. It's an energetic hold. So when you can release that hold, you allow more shit to come through for you, Mama says ponies. When I meditate, it's in a field and a horse gallops up to me and I swing up on the saddle. No way! No fucking way! Oh my God. You guys, am I psychic? Oh, fuck. After the Grammys thing, I was like sitting there for like 20 minutes. I'm like, am I psychic right now? Like, I can't even function. And what is going on with this? So I like this. Okay, we're gonna use that, Lucida. We're gonna use that as our homework for this week. Okay. Oh, Murph family, you found a 3-diamond engagement ring after trusting your spirits and your dreams. Wow. Jody, thank you for your kindness. I appreciate you. I will enjoy my meal. Thank you. Chances, yes, Roxy, you're psychic. But it's like I talked to a psychic and I'm not like I would love to be. I have affirmed that I'm as psychic as she is, but I guess there's always different levels of it. I would like to be the way that my psychic that I'm actually talking to her tomorrow. I want to be psychic like her. Okay. All right. This is our homework tonight. What I want you to do is I want you to here we go. Ooh, I love it. Okay, thank you, Lucida, for this inspiration. All right, here's what you're gonna do for your homework. I want you to make a list of your insecurities. I just want you to start writing down what you're insecure about. What are you insecure about? What do you feel you come up short in or whatever? Where are your insecurities? Let's write them out. And then after you write each one, I want you to say, first, write them all out. Write our list. Let's get your pen going until you're kind of done. And then go back to the top and start with the first one. And then just look at the insecurity and say, I release you, and send it away. And then I want you to rewrite that insecurity into a confidence statement, something positive you can say. Okay. And then That will be your new story. You're going to release these insecurities. And then when they start to pop up, you can say, no, I already released that. Actually, this is how I feel. Then you insert the new one. Of course, this is 360 method. The Jerry, hello. This is 360 method. So, this is what we do in this program is we really get to the bottom of what we're thinking, what we believe right now, and then switching and changing and rewriting those things and then implementing them and creating a belief system and an infrastructure around them. So if you're interested in learning more about that or how to integrate that and how to become an expert manifester, how to have your thoughts under your own control, 360method.co, our 360 method starting up. I'm hosting a free masterclass this Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. 3:33 3:33. Maybe it will be at 3:33 p.m. I'm going to come on 3 minutes late just to make it 3:33. It's going to be at 3:30 p.m. PST on February 8th. And we're talking limiting beliefs. I'm going to help you identify and give you the steps to eliminating these limiting beliefs, rewriting them so that you can have a new perspective, a new expectation, a new life coming at you. That is free this Wednesday. You can sign up right here at the link in the chat, the pinned chat at the top of the chat here. It's in blue. Click that and sign up. Or if you head to roxytalks.com, the top banner on my website says free limiting beliefs cheat sheet. If you download that cheat sheet, it's going to take you straight to the registration page so that you can register for the masterclass there. So there's 2 ways of getting to it. Either way, you will get the free cheat sheet and you'll get signed up for the masterclass, the free masterclass. Lucita says, I love this releasing energy. Yeah. So yeah, you started it. So now we're going to turn the mirror on you. And I want you to, start working on what you're going to, what kind of old, outdated, insecure thoughts about yourself you're going to release. Nay, how you doing? And please like the chat, everybody. Why don't you like the chat? I mean, why don't you? You do like it. How about you like the chat? We're actually really close, so I appreciate it. So roxytalks.com, get the free limiting beliefs cheat sheet, download that, and reserve your spot for the free masterclass happening this Wednesday, February 8th, 3:30 p.m. PST. I'm waiting for Mama's question. You said, I have a question. Is it, pop it through. You said, can we do an audio cheat sheet thing? Your reading is really awful and I can consume and focus better when someone reads it to me. Can I do an audio cheat sheet? It's kind of like a workshop. So it's like you like write stuff like a workbook. So there's like a couple blurbs and then you have to like write things in there. So I'm trying to honestly think if I could feasibly put this onto my plate right now. And to be real honest with you, I don't think I can. But when you come to the class, because I know you'll be there, I'll be like going through the stuff. Like we'll be going through stuff with you. So, but maybe do you have someone in your life that can read it to you and help you kind of integrate it? Oh, you said you were going through it and you're like, I need someone to read this to me. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. I think at this point, I don't personally have the space, like I mentally and emotionally, or not emotionally, energetically is what I was trying to say. Mentally and energetically, I don't know if I have the space to add that right now. But come to the thing and we'll talk about it live there. No, I understand. No worries. It's okay. yeah, but I'm about to pop off right now. So it's time to go. Homework is to write down your limiting beliefs your insecurities and start releasing them. Also, I'm about to leave right now, so I'm not answering any more questions. But I'll be here next week. If you want to kind of start working on your own limiting beliefs and getting to the bottom of them and getting them out of the way, sign up for my free limiting beliefs masterclass happening on February 8th, this Wednesday, 3 p.m. PST, 3:30 p.m., 3:30 p.m. PST, roxytalks.com. Click the limiting beliefs cheat sheet download. That's going to take you straight to this sign up page when you download that. Or you can click right here in the chat where Leanne, we have it pinned to the chat, the direct link there. So that's happening Wednesday. So I'll see you guys there on the live stream. And don't forget to do your homework, list your insecurities, and then start releasing yourself from those. And work on that this week. Okay. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you on Wednesday. We're all raising our vibrations together. You have the power. I believe in you. See you soon.